All right. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another breakdown. We're going to be breaking down gold, of course. Along with gold, we're also going to be breaking down GJ, what we could potentially expect for tonight's moves. So yesterday, let's start off with GJ. Yesterday, we did see GJ actually kind of play out pretty nicely. Didn't really get to the targets that I wanted to. It did reach my first target, or the area I was anticipating GJ to go to if it were to actually sell off. Now, what I had said before is the safest way to take GJ shorts would be to wait for this kind of double top pattern to actually play out, which it did play out pretty nicely. We have this double top pattern here, and then we saw price move to the downside. Now, the first area that I said you should be looking out for is 164, 134. This could have been your first potential take profit area. If price can get under that, then you could have waited for this next area down here, which is, let's call it 163 flat. Now, if you would have missed out on this double top pattern, what I had said right after that was basically we should wait for is the pullback into resistance, wait for resistance to be established, and then wait and look to go short. Notice how that never happened. So you could have potentially saved yourself money instead of just kind of taking random sells at different areas or taking a sell under this area here as well. This would have been the safest play, but obviously it didn't actually play out. But the double top did play out. So for those of you guys who caught that double top move, congratulations. It was pretty simple setup, to be honest with you. Now, when it comes to GJ tonight, obviously looking at current price action, price is starting to make new highs and break above resistance, which obviously, if you're looking at short, is something that is quite concerning because that's not any signal for you to continue to look for sells. Now we should start possibly looking for buys at this point in time. I mean, looking at the daily time frame, price is going to be approaching our weekly level, which is going to be our weekly highest close over here, which we did see a lot of indecision with price prior to this week. But I mean, looking at the 4-hour time frame, the way this is actually forming right now is we actually had some form of a transition where we saw price starting to make higher lows and higher highs, and made this lower low, then made this kind of lower high point, then we have a higher low, and now it seems like price is going to continue to go up and actually make a new high. So the best thing to do in this situation is to wait for price to actually break above, form that new high, then wait for price to come back down, and then look to go long once price actually forms this previous area of resistance. And it is confirmed that this previous area of resistance now holds a support. That is going to be the best possible situation to do. Because if price, let's say this 4-hour candlestick closes this way, and then we have a big bearish engulfing on the next candlestick, this is another sell signal for us to actually go short, which we can then look to take kind of the same targets into account. So that's what I would wait for. If you're going to be looking to buy, again, wait for the break, the confirmed break, wait for the retest, then look to go long there. Don't just take a buy right when this candlestick actually closes, simply because this candlestick or the next candlestick could come down bearish engulfing and then it be valid on the sell side still. Right now, with gold, things are a little bit different. With gold, we're starting to see a little bit more consolidation. So I did actually end up shorting gold last night, pretty much all throughout this entire range here. And I did end up closing my position pretty much an hour before market close, just because price failed to break under like this little hour level right here, which at the same time, volume was also dying off. So I did decide to actually get out of my short positions. Ultimately, I did want to hold until support, which is roughly around 1707, call it 1704, possibly anywhere between that range. That's where my initial target was for gold, and it would have been obviously a huge trade for myself, but I ended up closing earlier just because I didn't see the probability for price to continue to keep going down. If price failed to break under, not just once, but it failed to break under multiple times with the 4-hour time frame. So I was very lenient in terms of giving price room to breathe and the price the potential to break through support. But after this candlestick closed, and it wasn't really a strong close under, there's not a lot of momentum. At the same time, price, or not price, but the timing as well is also something super important. It was almost market close. So I decided to actually close the position. And those are the decisions that you have to make as a traders. I didn't want to continue to hold the position and put my current profit at risk just because I saw that there's more possibility for consolidation. Now, looking at price and how price action currently is playing out, again, that daily to look to go short really isn't giving me much detail as of right now, because this is just kind of an indecision candle, had a big move up, had a nice move down. Ultimately, the day did close bearish, but it wasn't a strong bearish engulfing candlestick. It wasn't a bearish candlestick that closed under the previous day's low, which would have given me more confidence to hold the position, but that just isn't the case. Again, the concept overall is going to stay the same. What we can also pay attention to are the highs on the daily time frame. Each high is gradually getting lower and lower, which is, although a good sign to look to go short, right? There is no real sell signals right now. Pretty much it's just mainly just consolidation throughout this range. What is good though for the selling side, if you are looking to take a short position, is that price did close under resistance and rejected resistance yet again. So we can look to continue to go short. This time though, I'm probably going to be a little bit more patient in terms of waiting for maybe a better sell signal, because this was your first signal to sell yesterday on gold right here. This bearish or this bullish candlestick with this big rejection towards the upside at this area of resistance should have been your first signal to start looking for shorts. You know, depending on how you would have taken an entry, ultimately just depends on you as a trader, but that would have been your first sell signal here. Other than that, coming with gold tonight, I'm going to continue to look to go short as long as price can maintain itself under resistance. Once we see price break above, then obviously that's sign for you to wait for the retest and then look to go long, probably up into these highs over here yet again at 17, call it 1740, right? So other than that, like I said previously, I'm going to continue to look to go short. Where could we possibly go short to? Again, my target still stays the same, pretty much this general zone that we have down here is where I would expect price to go short, which is roughly, let's call it anywhere between 120 to 150 pips away. So anyways, that concludes the breakdown. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they would like me to go over? Get this up real quick.
Bro, can you repeat the GJ breakdown, please? I just got bro.
I mean, the thing with GJ is right now, the best thing to do is just kind of wait and see what happens. If the next 4-hour candle forms a bearish engulfing, that's signs for sell. If the next 4-hour candlestick closes above, then wait for the retest and then look to go long. As a quick breakdown.
Yo, Raul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Question. I don't know if you have mentioned this before, but so what I've been doing, trying to, get as good as I can with GJ, learning the patterns, is that I'm looking to figure out how do you, like when when people take certain, positions, like you say, oh, I got a couple of wins and this is a loss. Is this all around the same like price entry, or do you like wait for, like, do you do like orders, or do you do everything by market execution? So in other words, like yesterday, I did 2.4 lots, and I made a 1 to 4 on my wrist, on the downside. Yeah, so it was great. The only difference is that, it was just small profit amount. So I'm trying to figure out how to, like, if I want to risk more money. So I only risked $500 and I made 1,000. So, well, actually I lowered my stop loss. I trailed it as I got in on it. But what I want to know is, like, if I wanted to, let's say, risk 10,000 or 20,000 of my own money, not even funded money, what is the best? How do you do it? Do you like wait for rejections in between, or do you just set three different positions at the same entry price?
In terms of the setup itself, all the setups really generally are around the same. We're looking to take trades off of support and resistance levels. The only thing that changes is the amount of money that you're risking. But just like how I said, in the boot camp and during multiple examples throughout the webinars, right? We can catch the same 200 pip move. I can make $250,000 on that move while somebody else makes $250. The only difference there is the amount of money that we have in our trading account, along with, being able to emotionally, I guess, control yourself when you see the fluctuation in your P&L, and then how much we're risking. That's the only difference. Other than that, we caught the same exact move.
Right. But so, for example, if instead of like risking 500, I risked, 5,000, I would have to always do that first. I would have to make that decision first. Or would I be taking multiple positions? Like, in other words, whatever the entry price, 4 lots on this one, but then, it moves a pip or 5 pips or whatever, and then I take a 10 lot, position. Is that how you do it? Or do you just do one and stick with it?
I mean, it depends on the setup itself. Sometimes I'll scale into a position, right? So initially, my plan on gold was to go in with maybe like 75 lots. But instead of just entering 175 lot position, I waited for the first rejection, entered maybe a quarter of that. Waited for another rejection, entered maybe a quarter of a quarter. Everybody's going to do things very differently. What's more important is you have to find what suits you and what's as simple for you as you possibly can. Because I could tell you, okay, you're going to enter 25% of your entire position. Every single rejection you see, you're like, what the fuck? How do I do that? Right? You're going to blow it. So just whatever suits you and whatever you find to be easiest, just stick with that. Because at the end of the day, simplicity is king. Because I could give you a whole like mathematical system to how you should scale into a position, but you're just simply not going to understand it when you could just be entering one big position and you'll make more money in the long run.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, if I did want to take multiple positions, is let's say I wanted to do 5 lots, I could do 1 lot, I could do 2 lots, and I could do 3 lots, right, or something.
You
That's
could.
what you're saying. Yeah, and so, but I don't. Do I? But do I do it at the same? Like, in other words, for the same setup, or do I wait? Like, say, looking at the, I don't know, the 15-minute, and I see that there's, rejection, and there's a little, pullback or whatever, into, say, the level of support. Is that when I take another position? Because what's always happened is that it's gone right back up, and it's like I was in profit. I didn't take profit out, like the whole position or part of the position. And so then all of a sudden the profit, goes back, and now I'm back into negative. Whereas I'm trying to understand, because of like, if I take partial profit or if I take all profit, then the trade is done. Then I'm done, because it's all the way, the move already is, halfway down or whatever. And it's not going to do a big, pullback immediately. It's going to probably be changing over for like New York session, which is what it did today. It went all the way down, and then, went back up.
Mhm.
But I was already done before New York session opened. So
Yeah, because each session is going to do something different most of the time.
yeah.
If the London session is trending, then New York session there may be a little bit of a pullback, and then New York session could push it in the same exact direction, or it could be the opposite. Ultimately, it just depends on what system you're trading, because if you're looking at a 4-hour time frame and you're going along with a 4-hour trend, there's no need for you to be down into a 15-minute time frame.
Okay. And so as far as the multiple positions, do you have any like chapter or anything like that? Any kind of
In the course,
demonstrate? Yeah. Okay.
scaling into a position.
Oh, that's what it is, just as far as scaling. Okay. And the other thing is I was early signed up for the Leveled Up Society, and I've been getting the emails and saying, start. I haven't started yet, but what I do is I had to like reset my password, and it said everything was set, and then I go to sign in, and it says your account doesn't exist. Please contact support.
Did you contact?
So either by my email or by my username, which is the same thing, and I tried it like 100 times.
To contact support?
No, I mean, I didn't do it yet. I wanted to ask you, like, if there was something wrong with that. Because like I said, I haven't done anything with it.
I would just contact support so they can help you out and get it done.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So anybody else have any other questions? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for EJ, right? I was just looking for sales from the 139 area, but I'm just waiting for like that 1 hour to give me the confirmation for like an aggressive entry, and I was just wondering, like, what do you think?
For sales?
Yeah, sales. Yeah, sales.
And you have like, So, I mean, what I can see right now with your JPY, although I've never touched this pair in my life, we go down to basic market structure. You have a high, you have a higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So price is currently trading at its previous lower low point, where not just there's a lower low point, there's also support, resistance, price is closed there right now. So what I would wait for at this point in time is some form of a sell signal in the hour time frame, and then look to go short.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify take profits real quick. If you go back to GJ. Yeah, so we were looking at like two potential take profits yesterday, right? Would you still take the trade if by the time it got to like the 164 area, it was under like a 1 to 2?
Thing is, like, if my target was like right, I mean, it depends, because like, let's say price closed under 164 here, right? And then my entries, let's call it this candlestick here. My stops are up here, then this is a 1 to 2, then yeah, you could do that, but I would have still waited for the retest of the zone first before anything.
No,
So-
like if you entered on like the double top, let's say, like
Oh, yeah, 100%.
even if like the first one's little under 1 to 2, but the final one's over 1 to 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
You take that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else have any questions?
Oh, yeah, Raul, could you go to EJ one more time? Yeah, I was just wondering, my first take profit is like 137,800.
Your first one,
Yeah, 137,800.
why so far?
Cause of that, could you go back a little bit, zoom out a little bit? Yeah, that daily long wick we had right there to the left.
I wouldn't even say that should be your first target. Your first target should always be like the nearest level of structure. And you ask yourself, where's the nearest level of structure? It's right here.
Oh, okay, got you.
Price could bounce back from that area. Because you gotta remember, before price even gets to here, it's gotta get to here.
Yeah,
So this has a higher probability of getting hit than this.
got you.
You can always set this like a second target, but your first target should always be the nearest level of structure. Yep.
Thanks.
Anyone else have any other questions?
It was good, Raul. Can you break down GJ? I came in a little late.
Basically, I'm just looking for buys. As of right now, wait for the break, wait for the retest, and then look to take price up.
All right, cool, thanks.
Yo, if GJ breaks and retests, where would you put your SL at?
Under support. So let's say like price travels higher. Let's say there's a candlestick that forms here, another one that forms here, and then we have an engulfing here. My stops will be here. Entry here, targets this next level up here.
Okay, cool.
Hey, yo, Raul, what's up?
It's good, bro.
What's up? I got a personal question.
Yeah.
I got a personal question. I'm, how can I say in English? Oh, fuck. Mira, how can I level up? I mean, I'm going to accomplish 1 year since I opened my real account to trade Forex. So I began gaining $3, $5 per trade. But now if I do a trade, I gain almost $10, $12. But I feel that my growth has been so slow. I want to level up. I don't know how to say it in English real, but I feel that I'm stuck. I don't feel that I evolucionando in my journey, because I have a count of $600, $600. I don't know how to explain it very well, sorry, but
That's okay.
I want to level up. I want to see $100, five,
Well,
50,
more-
$50.
what comes with more profit on your trading account, especially if we're talking about like sustainable risk, is just gonna be a simple answer. It's just about having more money in your account overall. So
Yeah,
you want to level up, you got to find a way to continuously fund your account. It's not like, if you really want your trading account to grow, you have to treat it as an active investment. Where, I mean, I don't know, obviously, your personal finances. I'm not asking for your personal finances, but let's just
yeah,
give you the random example, right? If you have an extra leftover $500 at the end of each month that you can invest into your account, continuously add those $500 to your account. And as you're trading your account is going to continuously grow and grow and grow because of your trading performance and because you're continuously funding the account.
yeah. Yeah, because I began in $300. Now I have 600, but I feel that I'm not aggressive trader. If I going to make a trade, I risk a minor of 1%.
That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like
But it's
you want to make more money and you want to start seeing those $100 days, those $200 days. If you don't want to risk more, then just you need to manage more.
yeah, I know that, but when I'm doing a challenge, but I don't pass it because I don't risk too much. I mean, I always risk minor of 1% in a trade, and when I'm going to go to search my profit, I don't gain 2%, for example.
Mhm.
I don't know if I have to make a challenge and risk more to gain more.
Well, I mean, if you want to go through like the funded route, that's always a great option. But then at the same time, you would have to be a little bit more risky. So then you could pass a challenge within the certain amount of days that that company provides.
Yeah, I feel that I have to be more risky in some opportunities. I don't know how to say.
Yeah. Then really what it comes down to is just pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. That's really,
Yeah. That's it. Eso es lo que necesito,
yep, you just gotta do it.
amigo.
Sorry, I was late today. What's the overall bias on GJ?
As of right now, I wouldn't say there's an overall bias. Obviously, price breaks resistance, we're looking for longs. If price rejects, we're gonna continue to look for sells.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
So,
Yo, Ro, can you do Nas?
thing is like, you have Nas break above these highs, come back down, it's already rejected the highs. So immediately I'd actually just be inclined to start looking for buys. Although prices already pushed back above the highs, I would try and wait for some form of a retest of support and then look to buy it back up.
Sounds good then. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Raul, could you go to GU real quick? Yeah, I was looking to take shorts from the 120,900 area.
Okay,
I was just wondering what was your thought on that?
I mean, yeah, you could. It's just the only thing I'd wait for as of right now is wait for price to give you another retest of that area and then look to sell.
like the hourly rejection or 4 hour, or is it just like based on how you want to trade it?
Definitely wait for the 4-hour rejection first, then go down to the hourly, then look to sell.
All right, got you.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Or is everybody good?
Yeah, Raul, I got one question on UJ. Oh yeah, you see how price broke below that I don't know what level that is. But when you see that main support and resistance on the H4, it broke back above. So I was looking for sales around US today this morning, but then I decided to change my bias once price started breaking back above that. So that's that resistance. So now I just want to ask you about that H4 structure because it looked like a price broke structure on that H4 structure, but now that it's breaking back above resistance and the daily is overall bullish. I just want to know, like, should I be looking for price to pull back into that level and then take it back up into that next resistance?
Yeah,
All right.
exactly what I would look for.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? Or is everybody good?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm good, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
all right, perfect.